If you had to select who your MVP for the game would be, who would you say your MVP of the game was?
Oh, that's a great question. I would have to say I don't know his name. Something Sweat. I know his last name is Sweat.
Keith?
Keith Sweat. Is it Keith Sweat? Is that his name for real?
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Josh Sweat.
Something Sweat. He
Keith
must
Sweat?
be Keith Sweat's long
'Cause who can
lost.
do it like him? Nobody. I'm gonna just start off this podcast, this little show, this little reaction video by saying Kansas City, what in the blue hell was that? This whole Super Bowl was, as Shady McCoy likes to say, ass.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
I mean, I got nothing but praise for the Philadelphia Eagles because they came out like gangbusters and absolutely beat the brakes off of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs look like they came off a 2-week rest and didn't do anything over these last 2 weeks. They look like they was just out here like, we already know we're gonna win.
For real.
And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. We're gonna roll our helmets out there. Y'all gonna fold.
Facts.
That's just gonna be what it is.
Facts.
And Philadelphia dog walk that ass.
Stomped a
Ooh,
mud hole in that ass. Bro, the thing that stood out to me, and I appreciate Jalen Hurts shouting out the defense in his post-game interview, but bro, that defense was not playing. That front four pressure all damn night, bro. It was ridiculous.
We talked about that. We talked about that through the entirety of the playoffs, was how well that Philadelphia's defensive line had been playing, how much pressure they've been getting on opposing quarterbacks, and how it wasn't even close, like the amount of pressure they're putting on people. And what did they do tonight? They amplified that times 10.
Bro.
I mean, they were on Patrick Mahomes' ass all night long. I mean,
they were on some Super Saiyan type shit, bro. I mean,
they were like 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got 3 dudes in my face. I don't have nowhere to throw this ball.
All game
I'm running for my life.
Throwing awkward passes, throwing when he was under pressure, causing turnovers. What is that kid's name? The rookie for the Eagles that caught an interception and ran it back for a touchdown.
I think it's Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean, bro. They ain't never made a damn defense look that good, and I don't know how long. That defense, hands down. You know, I don't really like shouting out the Eagles or saying that the Eagles are great or anything, especially being a Cowboys fan. But that defense, bro, I could not keep my eyes off the damn TV. The defense played so damn well. It made me feel so good to see a defense outperform the so quote unquote best offense in the league. You know what I mean? I know that Kansas City has been mediocre at times, but normally everybody knows Kansas City, once it comes playoff times, once it comes Super Bowl time, they're at the top of their game. They're always on their A game. They always come out. They always do enough to win the damn game. And this game, they shut all that shit down. Everything that they threw at the Eagles shut that shit down quick. So it was very refreshing to see Patty Mahomes back there looking dazed and confused, like he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Bro, it just looked like, I don't know, bro. Like, it just looked like the Philadelphia Eagles were on a mission today.
Yes.
It looked like they had it in their minds, we're going to lay the first blow, and then from there, once we lay that first lick, Kansas City just kind of, I don't know, bro. They never could get their footing, and the final score didn't indicate just how bad this game was. It wasn't close.
No, at all.
And like you, bro, like I'll never show love to the Philadelphia Eagles, but man, there's nothing you can hate on tonight. Like they were just clearly
Yep.
the better team tonight. Now you play this game 100 times. I don't necessarily know that they all end up like this, but Philadelphia was on a mission. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Hopkins, all those guys, man, they just look like they were on cruise control. And maybe that was just Philadelphia just being so much better. I don't know, but it was just like we said it was going to come down to something like the defense because we
Yeah.
said, okay, Kansas City's defense has to stop Saquon. You stop Saquon, you got a really good chance. And
And
they
they
did
did
a good job against Saquon.
they did a damn good job against Saquon. That's the one thing I could take away on the Kansas City side was they held Saquon down as far as yardage goes. He didn't make very, very long runs like he typically does. There
Yeah.
was no explosive plays from him, anything like that. The thing that surprised me a lot, and I thought to myself, if they can maintain Saquon, then we'll be all right.
Mhm.
The Chiefs will be all right. They'll be in a good place. Patty will do what Patty normally does, and the game will shift pretty quick. But when we got to halftime and it was 24-0, 24-0 at the half, bro, I was what the fuck is going on right now? Who are the Eagles actually playing right now? It was funny because one of my boys actually texted me. He was like, "It looks like they traded Patty Mahomes for Dak Prescott, and he's in there throwing interceptions every 5 seconds against the Eagles." And I was like, "Bro, I couldn't help but laugh." But at the same time, it was like, "What the hell is really going on right now?" I'm pretty sure a lot of people were sitting there like that.
My whole thing was, bro, you wait till the Super Bowl to play the easiest game of the playoffs. They made this look easy.
Easy, easy.
And they dog walked the Commanders and they made this look even easier than that.
Yeah, yeah. It was like I said, man. Just like you, I'm not somebody to toot Philadelphia's horn. Again, I'm going to give flowers where flowers are due. Congratulations, Eagles, for winning the Super Bowl. You are this year's champs of the Super Bowl. But yeah, man, it was the thing that I loved the most was just the defensive play from the Eagles. Because I'm a defensive guy. I've said that for a long, long time. And the defense just played lights out. There was nothing that they could do wrong. And I love that. I love that so much.
Philadelphia played the perfect game, and I think that's what it takes to be somebody like a Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
But they definitely played the perfect game, and all that did was that showed everybody, hey, like Kansas City is not invincible. They're not
They're not.
immortal. They bleed like we bleed. And I don't remember a time ever seeing Kansas City look this bad.
Nuh-uh.
I mean, nothing they did was they couldn't run the ball.
Couldn't
They
pass the
couldn't
ball.
throw the ball.
Hell no.
They couldn't stop nobody on defense. Dumb penalties. There's another thing that
Mhm.
was a surprise was all the penalties that Kansas City had. And I guess ultimately what it comes down to is Kansas City has to start all over. No three-peat, no history. And now you go back. Travis Kelsey, is he gonna want to go through that grind again and start all over? Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he's locked in. Andy Reid, what else do you really have to prove? You've
Yeah.
done everything you need to do. I could see Travis Kelsey retiring. I could see Andy Reid saying, "Hey, it's my time to step away. Like I have nothing else left to give." And then you got Patrick Mahomes, Hopkins, Worthy,
Yeah.
and you just start rebuilding the Kansas City Chiefs. I just
Starting from
nothing
scratch.
creatively for the Kansas City Chiefs. It was just they just smacked them, dog. Just
Bro,
smacked them and smacked them and smacked them again.
it was insane. It
It
was
was a
insane.
it was a boring game, dog.
It for the most part it was. As
I
far
know
as
you had it by I know you had the score breakdown by quarters,
Yeah.
Break it down like what it was. It was 24-0 at half, so we know they didn't score anything until after the half.
Until after the half.
So then what was the score at the end of the third?
At the end of the third, it was hold on. My bad. I actually closed it before we jump back into this real quick just because I wanted to see what the score was during the third quarter. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was 34-6 at the end of the third quarter. So
34 to
that
6.
yeah, that tells you right there. I mean, it took them 3 entire quarters towards the end of the third quarter just to score 6 points on the Eagles. And then in the
Mhm.
last quarter, they outscored the Chiefs, or the Eagles, I'm sorry. The Chiefs outscored the Eagles 16-6, which ended up making the score what, 44-22?
40 to 22, something like
40 to
that.
22. Yeah. So that just shows you how one-sided this game was throughout 3 quarters. 3 quarters. All you got was just straight Eagles. I think at one point I heard one of the broadcasters say, in the first half, the time of possession was like 20 some odd minutes to the Eagles and 10 minutes to the Chiefs. That tells you how lopsided this was. Patrick Mahomes had zero time on the field to do anything. They
And
were
that's what you
3 and
gotta do,
out.
bro. You gotta keep them off the field, and that's
Yeah,
what Philadelphia did. They just little doses of Saquon, little dump offs here and there. Then after a while, Philly was like, we can do whatever we want. We're gonna
pretty
impose
much.
our will on these guys, and we're gonna do whatever we want. And that's just what it was. So
You know it's bad when in the fourth quarter, towards the end of the game, you playing all your second string basically to end the game. You know that you've got that game won at that point.
yep.
There were so many times throughout the game where I was like, "This game is over already. I don't know why we're still
No,
watching
I
this,
was like, why is Mahomes still out there? Like, let Carson Wentz close the show. Like,
bro."
why do you want to risk Mahomes getting hurt this late in the season,
Yeah,
and then you don't have him to start next year? Like, just sit him out. Like, it's
it
wrap,
was bad, bro. It was
bro.
bad.
The game was not great as far as overall entertainment.
Mhm.
Um, the game was not necessarily just a barn burner of a game. The commercials were not great.
Some of the commercials, I was like, what the hell are we watching right now? I used to remember when Super Bowl commercials were awesome. There was something that
Yeah.
people look forward to. People actually tune into the Super Bowl just to watch commercials. That's
Yep.
it, or the halftime show. That's it. And this year it was like, I don't even know what I'm watching right now. I'm
Yeah,
more
the
entertained.
commercials were not great. To me, the halftime show didn't tickle my pickle, but that's just me. I know you said you liked it.
Yeah, actually liked it. I was kind of curious. What didn't you like about the Super Bowl halftime show?
I mean, it didn't do it for me, bro. Like
Was it too plain, you think, or
maybe I don't know.
not enough
Maybe it's
flash?
I don't have a big knowledge of all of Kendrick's discographies, I guess, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, I like the Squid Game motif, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I saw a lot of negative reaction on my timeline as far as that halftime show goes. Like, this halftime show sucks. It's boring. It's ghetto. It's not creative. I don't know, bro. Like, to me, I wouldn't call it ghetto, but I would just call it like it wasn't. I mean, I liked it when SZA came out. That was cool,
I
but
think I think there are a lot of things that I heard during the halftime show were that it was just too plain. Like, a lot of people were saying it's plain. There's not enough pizzazz, I guess, around it. Normally, the halftime show is like a big deal. You get a lot of star guests that come out with
right,
you, you
collaborations
know,
and stuff like that.
collaboration, stuff like that. And I think the fact that that didn't happen, because I know that's one thing that my daughters pointed out, as that, because that was the only thing they went in there to go watch, was the halftime show. They were like, nobody else came out. It was just all him. I was like, but it's good, you know.
He
I
was the
liked it.
headliner.
I enjoyed it. I was like, it was it was straight. He's the headliner. He's the main person that's supposed to be in there anyway. And they're like,
Why
nah,
did you like it?
I just I just enjoyed it. I think the music that he selected was good. Um, it was, even though it was very simple and plain, it was entertaining to me. I was like, I enjoyed it. I was vibing the whole time, and everybody else was like, eh. I kind of got the same feeling. I kept asking the same thing. I was like, what was that you
Maybe
didn't
it
like?
was just the game was trash. So I'm already like down on it. I'm like, ugh. Like this game is just like a bucket of yuck. And
Yeah,
then you go into the halftime show already kind of like on a lull. And then the halftime show, if it's not, spectacular, I think the halftime show could have saved the Super Bowl, but to me it just didn't. It just kind of went with the overall feeling of the Super Bowl in general. It just
just
felt like,
one-sided. Somebody getting dog walked,
yeah,
getting a mud hole stomped in them. That was it.
yeah.
That was about it.
I mean, that was it. I was just like, there's no shock, awe, suspense. It's just
Yeah, I
we
feel that.
already know what's gonna happen, right? And that's the same thing with the halftime show. We already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna hit not like us, and everybody's gonna, oh
Lose their mind, and
yeah,
yeah. I know I sent you something after the fact. Well, it was during the game, like towards the end of the fourth, or getting close to the end of the fourth quarter, where there was like an interview. They were interviewing different artists about the whole, they're not like us song being added into the Super Bowl thing, and then how it could play into the whole lawsuit that Drake has right now against Kendrick Lamar and the ramifications behind it and whatnot. But I just thought it was funny. I was like, this dude's really gonna, he's really, not only one did he put out a lawsuit on it, but he's gonna throw a big stink, I guess, over that song being played at the Super Bowl. It's like, it's a song, bro.
exactly. It's digital art, basically,
The
bro. It just
man,
is what it is.
the man got a Grammy for it. Come on now, it's a song.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is. But
Yeah, man.
I know a lot of people don't look at it that way. So it is
If
what it
you
is.
had to select who your MVP for the game would be, who would you say your MVP of the game was?
Oh, that's a great question. I would have to say, I don't know his name. Something Sweat. I know his last name is Sweat.
Keith.
Um, Keith Sweat. Is it Keith Sweat? Is that his name for real?
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Josh Sweat.
Something Sweat. He
Keith
must
Sweat.
be Keith Sweat's long
'Cause who can
lost.
do it like him? Nobody.
That dude right there provided so much trouble for Patty Mahomes all night. I think he had maybe 2 sacks in the game. Um, the dude was just a monster on the outside coming in and he was just disrupting the entire game. So my MVP would have to go to him just because he was providing pressure almost the entire night. I think at one point I saw him push one of the outside tackles into Patrick Mahomes as he was throwing when he threw one of those interceptions. So that dude, to me, he was on point all game long. He was just being a disruptive force on that front four. And I just,
Yeah,
bro, he was playing like that.
2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, and 3 hits on the quarterback.
Bro, the
And he
dude was,
is eligible for free agency next month.
that dude was playing out of his mind. He was playing so damn good.
Yes, he
So,
was.
yeah, I'd give my MVP to him, man. Who would you give your MVP to?
I was gonna say the same thing, bro. I was
Keith
gonna
Sweat,
say either Josh Sweat or Jalen Hurts
Jalen Hurts,
or AJ Brown. AJ
AJ Brown.
Brown played a solid game.
Yeah, he did play a solid game.
But I mean, bro, you could have given it to the whole
Defense.
defense
Hell yeah.
and just
That
called it a day like that.
pretty much, yeah, because that defense, again, you know me, I'm big on defenses, and I love the fact that that defense just played lights out, man. They gave you the blueprint. Every other
I wish
NFL
our defense
team,
played like that.
Every other NFL team needs to take that blueprint against Patty Mahomes, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right. They laid out the blueprint tonight.
You just got to be able to get to him, bro.
That's it.
That's a big one. So,
Guys,
I would say this. Let us know what you thought of the Super Bowl. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you bored? What was your overall experience? What did you feel about the halftime show? Kendrick Lamar, Mr. K. Dot, and let us know what you thought of the overall evening in the big game. With that being said, we do want to thank you so much for just taking the time to watch this video. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.